Alright, so in this video I'm going to try and explain the confusing version history of Angular. So hopefully this clears up any questions you may have. Now, this is a list of the major releases of Angular. We had Angular JS, then Angular 2, and the latest version, which is Angular 4. So what the hell happened to Angular 3? Well, Angular 3 was skipped due to the misalignment of the router package version and the rest of the packages included in Angular, or Angular 2, I should say. And the team decided to go right to Angular 4 from Angular 2. Okay, this way all the core packages were aligned and future development would be much easier to maintain. They did this to avoid confusion. Unfortunately, it did cause some other confusion in other places within the dev community. I think there are some other reasons that Angular 3 was skipped as well, but I know that the router played a huge part in it. Alright, so back in, I believe it was 2010, Google released Angular JS, which was a JavaScript client-side framework, just like Angular 2, Angular 4. It was a competitor to frameworks like Ember and Backbone. Angular JS used something called scope along with controllers. These were the two main aspects of the framework. The scope was defined to bind data from the model to and from the view. And it wasn't a bad framework. It was excellent for two-way data binding. Now, some time went by, and in 2015, Angular 2 was released. Now, it was announced that Angular 2 was going to be a complete rewrite of the framework of Angular JS. And they said there'd be no controllers and no scope. Everything is going to now be put into components. Now, as you could imagine, the developers that worked hard to learn Angular JS and build apps for their clients using Angular JS were really pissed off. There's no backward compatibility. There's no simple guide to upgrade from Angular JS to Angular 2. You basically just had to rewrite your entire application. Now, you can still use Angular JS. As far as I know, it's still supported, but I would not suggest anyone learn Angular JS if you don't already know it. I would definitely suggest going right to Angular 4. So that brings us to current times. Now, in version 4, the creators have expressed that it's now to be just referred to as Angular. Yes, it is version 4, but there's no need to say it. Just like if we were talking about React or Vue, we don't specify the version number for those frameworks. So essentially, there's Angular JS and there's Angular. It's completely backward compatible with Angular 2. Actually, they've reduced the size and it's more compact and it compiles faster. Most of the other changes are under the hood. So if you're comfortable with Angular 2, you're going to have no issues with Angular 4. Alright, so I hope that cleared up a few things. From this point on, I'll be referring to Angular 4 as just Angular. So in the next section, we're going to start to look at the framework. We're going to get into components. We're going to get into templates, and we will go from there.